Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Ivan here, and since the ban list didn't come out still, I decided to make another deck profile, even though it's missing like two cards, but no big deal, whatever. They're in the extra deck, and honestly, with this deck, it doesn't really matter, the extra deck, too much. It's one of my favorite decks. I know I say this like every profile, but this archetype's cool because it was based on the main characters from Yu-Gi-Oh GX, and it's Bujins. And I know that a lot of people used to hate this deck, probably still hate this deck because it was like the helmet deck, I guess you could say. Like you pretty much just floodgate your opponent and just protect the castle type deck, like Evil Swarms, like True Draco even now, and everyone always hates those kind of decks because they're really annoying to play against. But this build's kind of like a little bit different. Uh, three Yamato, he's the best card in the whole deck. He's the whole reason the deck works. Without Yamato, you pretty much lose, kind of. Not so much anymore because we have a couple other of the Bujins now. Three Hirame, her effect, you can summon her by banishing one Bujin except herself from the graveyard, and you special summon her. And the other effect's not really relevant. 2000 attack, so she's the biggest Bujin. This card's really good because it just opens up a bunch of other plays, especially with Torrential Tribute at 3 now. I think you have to play this card because if they Torrential Tribute your Yamato, you pretty much just can't do anything, which is really annoying. 2 Mikazuchi. Mikazuchi helps you search for your Bujin spells or traps, but I'm only playing one. He's 1900, so he's like the second biggest one. And if a Bujin on the field is destroyed, you can special summon him from your hand. So, good card. And then Bujin Arasuda, this is probably like the worst one. He's got the lowest attack, and he's got the worst effect. Whenever you banish a card from your graveyard, you can special summon them from your hand. Uh, so like if you banish for Hirame, you can special summon him from your hand to make like a Exceed. In the end phase, if you added a Bujin monster or Bujin card to your hand, you can draw a card, then discard one card. So kind of like a fake draw engine. Then for the last regular Bujin, Bujin Hiriko, this card's good at one of. Worst case scenario, you end up drawing it when you have to use Ties of the Brethren on it, and you have no other Bujin monsters. His effect's pretty cool because like Susanoo most of the time will survive without any materials, and you can search this out the second time when you're using Susanoo's effect. Search him, make him into like Amaterasu or any of the other Bujin monsters that you need. Then for the Bujinji, I'm going to say right now that I have 3 Crane right now in this deck profile, but I'm probably going to be cutting one to replace it with a Bujin Centipede, but I don't have a Centipede. I know it's a freaking common, and I don't have one. But one of my friends from locals is going to hook me up with one, so hopefully by the next time I show you like an updated version of this profile, I'll have the Centipede. But Bujinji Crane, when you attack with a Bujin Beast Warrior monster, you can discard this from your hands, and it doubles its attack. So, it's the way you get over monsters in the deck, but since Honest is back at 3, and Honest works with any of the Bujin monsters, because they're all light, it's honestly better than Crane is right now, because Crane is searchable because of Susanoo, but it's just not as good as it used to be because Honest is just better. 2 Hair's probably like the best Bujinji monster. If a monster would be destroyed, a Bujin monster would be destroyed, you banish it and you get to, save your guy. Opens up reincarnation plays. I still like 2 Turtle. A lot of people cut it down to 1, but I still think 2 is necessary because honestly now almost every card targets. I guess Konami learned from their mistakes of the past with stuff like Cosmos and things like that, where monsters didn't target, but now almost everything targets. So still a pretty decent card. Bujinji Quilin, he destroys face-up cards on the field if you control Bujin Beast Warrior. So pretty decent card, but doesn't have the best effect. You can destroy a monster, destroy a spell trap, and one Centipede would probably do the same thing as this guy does. Then for the last monster, 3 Honest. It's really crazy, honestly, in 2018 that we have 3 Honest and nobody plays it because Honest used to be so broken, and I think it still is broken, especially in this kind of deck with a monster like Susanoo, they can attack multiple monsters a turn. Sometimes if your opponent just has a big board and you can attack over their biggest monster, use Honest, and then just attack the rest of their guys. If they don't have anything to respond to you, like, a Mirror Force or something like that, then you pretty much just win sometimes just by sacking your opponent, which is what I used to happen back in the day with BLS Armorion combo back in the day. But now, Honest is just still good. Helps you get over random stuff. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, 3 Ties of the Brethren. This card's one of the main reasons why I decided to pick the deck up again, because it's just really good. And even though it does kind of lose to like hand traps and stuff like that, and it's not as good going second, going first, if you can get off, this card and then you get to your Yamato right away, you get to send 1 Bujin to the graveyard or add 1 to your hand, whichever you need. You can search out a Bujin Carnation with Mikazuchi. Then you can also draw a card and discard a card, maybe draw in another piece, to help you win. So this card's just really nuts, especially in this deck where you don't really special summon as much. 3 Tenki. Sorry that 1's mismatched, but I don't know why. I only ordered 2, all dumb, and I had to use a common one. But Tenki just searches almost everything in the whole deck. It's a really, still a good card. 3 Forbidden Chalice. I've always liked this card, especially in Bujins, because you can set it down on the field or you can activate it right away. And it's just a really, good card, I think, right now in this format. 2 Pot of Desires. I'm playing 45 cards in this deck, which is, pretty big. But with stuff like Ties of the Brethren, with Pot of Desires, with Bujin Yamato, I can, thin out my deck pretty quickly. And Pot of Desires, after, Ties of the Brethren, is just broken, because you get to all your guys, and then you still get 2 cards for free. Only 2 Bujin Carnation. This card, I think, would be so freaking broken if it didn't have that freaking first line of text where it said if your opponent controls a monster. Because most of the time, you almost always, have a board, I guess you could say. So this card's not as live as often as it should be. And it is searchable, which is pretty cool. Sorry, my freaking flashlight went out because my battery's dying. But yeah, still a good card. It's your comeback card, pretty much your only comeback card, because you don't play stuff like Soul Charge because you banish stuff all the time. Regeki to get rid of big monsters. Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn, I think you need to play it like in every deck. And Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial's super good in this deck. Just making sure like your summon sticks, I guess. And you pretty much can Foolish whatever you need, because you got a monster that can destroy back rolls. You got a monster that can destroy monsters. You got a monster that can protect you from targeting, from destruction. Pretty much anything you need. Or even if you just need a target to summon your Hirame, you can do that as well. And that's it for the spells. For the traps, 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Anti-Spell Fragrance is just... I'm sorry that the freaking quality went super bad, and all of a sudden I'm super annoyed because I've already gone so far in the deck profile, and my freaking battery decides to just die on me. And yeah. So yeah, Anti-Spell Fragrance I think is really needed in this deck, because if you fall behind, especially almost every deck now can, lose just to this card, and this is pretty much replaces Kaiser Coliseum, because Kaiser Coliseum was the card that made this deck good, and when it got banned, this deck just fell off. 2 Solemn Strike, Solemn Warning, and Solemn Judgment, because you need protection for your Yamato and your other monsters. Then for the extra deck, I am missing cards because they haven't come out yet. You can play, the new Link 2 that requires 2 Beast Warriors. I'm not sure, I don't remember the name. It's like the little samurai looking guy. That card is pretty much like the only Link you would want to play, because the light guy's not out yet. And once we get the light guy, Starman or Star Human, whatever it's called, you can replace, pretty much anything else with those 2. But yeah, for the extra deck, 2 Susanoo. Never needed a 3rd. This card's just super broken. It can attack all monsters your opponent controls. It can search for whatever Bujin you need. It can send whatever Bujin you need to the graveyard. This is probably like the only dude you honestly use in the extra deck, like twice. Tsukiyomi. A lot of people don't know that this card is actually, good in this deck, because when it gets destroyed, you can summon back your Yamato or one of your other Bujins. Kagasuchi protects from destruction against certain decks. It's just really good. And yeah, Amaterasu. You don't make it like with 3 monsters. The way you make it is with the Bujin Pendulum monster. And this card's really good because it can add back stuff from your banish pile back to your hand, or you could, get something back from your graveyard back to your hand. Or actually, I think it's special summons. Yeah, special summons from the banish zone on your turn, and then on your opponent's turn, it adds to hand. So they could do like cute little plays with that. Tiger King, because everything's like Beast Warriors. Search out another tanky and negate effects. Just a good card. Castel, Diamond Dyer. These 3 cards are actually useful because when you do Bujin Carnations, you can only summon Beast, Winged Beast, or Beast Warrior monsters. So these are pretty much like all these cards are the only ones you can summon after you Bujin Carnation. Babuska. This is just for the random times where you'll like break and you need just a couple of turns to get back into it. Dark Rebellion. I'm not sure. It doesn't really work that well. So yeah, Abyss Dweller, pretty good card. And then the 2 Utopias. And I would probably play the Nightmare Unicorn and that little samurai guy, Link monster I was talking about. Because those cards are pretty much like the only links you'll ever need. You could probably play like an Underclock Taker if you really wanted to, but it's not really needed. Because most of the time you just want to make Susano instead of doing all the other stuff. So yeah, guys, that's it for the deck profile. Again, I want to apologize for my freaking flashlight going out. But I should have probably charged my phone before I decided to do a video. But since I already started it, no big deal, whatever. Seriously cannot wait for this balance to come out because I want to see what's up. We got a new set coming out this Saturday or Friday, whatever they come out on. And, I'm not picking up any of the new decks. I think the only deck that I'm probably going to be playing that's, considered new is Goki's. And I already ordered my Unicorn. I already ordered all the stuff that I wanted. I think I just need a Griffin, but my friend said he's going to buy a bunch of boxes, and if he pulled one, he would trade it for me. So, gotta wait on that. But like I said before, can't really do anything till the balance comes out, because what's the point of picking up a bunch of cards if a bunch of stuff unless if you really like something like this. I know that it won't get hit on the ban list because this deck hasn't been played in years and nobody's playing it. There's nothing really in here that might get hit. So yeah, guys, I guess just look out for new videos as soon as the balance comes out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do like a balance discussion. I'm gonna try to do updated deck profile, stuff like that, and I guess just keep a lookout for that. Till next time, this is your boy Ivan. I'll see you guys later.